Hello, and welcome back to Boss Up. For those of you who have not heard yet, maybe this is the first time you pop on and it's called Boss Up. This was the More Than Mindset podcast. I have recently changed it, so this is episode number 2 with the title Boss Up. Let me just tell you a little bit about what Boss Up is. It stands for Business Owner Success Strategies to unlock your potential, your profit or your profitability, and people. So in order to have a successful, sustainable, predictable, and profitable business, you need to understand some success strategies that have worked for hundreds of years. And that is what we talk about on the show here. I'll bring on some successful entrepreneurs who have made 6, 7, 8, 9, and hopefully 9 figure. Oh my God, I'm tongue-tied and I'm live. Who have profitable businesses, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, and 9-figure businesses. Pardon that. Anyway, this is the second show, and I am talking about 4 things to create that sustainable, predictable, profitable business on today's show. I'm going to break down each one so you can take out your paper and pen, but no worries. I will put a link so that you can get the show notes if you want this in a PDF. I think this is like really important for the service-based industry to understand, especially for coaches, consultants, practitioners, whether you are a salon, spa, clinic, or just the technician, the practitioner, the coach. This is what I see that is lacking in most of my clients whenever they come to me. They have a certification, a degree, they have an idea and a service that they want to offer. So they already have something tangible, whether it's a program or a product. The other thing is they have a desire to serve. So they know that they want to offer something that will improve the world or humanity. Like, I want to do something meaningful and purposeful. This is what they tell me. I want to create an impact. I feel like I'm here to do something bigger than myself. I have all of this experience and I want to share it. I want to lessen the struggles for other people because of what I have learned. And I wish that I had known sooner. So I want to give that back to the world. So that identifies this wellness practitioner or this service-based industry that I am speaking of. So I'm going to tell you the 4 components that you have to have in place in order to have this profitable business. The very first one is you have to have a skill set. You have to be good at what you do. You have to know how to do it. You have to be able to give results. So what you do is important and it does matter. If you have imposter syndrome, just going to be very transparent here. If you have imposter syndrome and afraid that you can't help people to the degree that you want to help them, then I highly suggest that you work on this area. You do need to feel competent and confident. That is fair. So I understand that you may be fairly new at this. Maybe you need some practice, right? This is why when someone goes to medical school, they practice before they open their practice. Hairdressers, nail techs, like we all practice at school prior to opening the business. So if you do not feel like competent, that's on you. Take responsibility. Get some practice clients, charge a lower price and let them know, like, I'm fairly new to this. I want to get you really quick results, but I feel like it's a fair deal that you are allowing me to somewhat practice on you, and that's good enough pay for me. So I'm willing to do this for half off. I'm willing to do this for a quarter of the price that I would typically charge. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to get results because I will help you get results. But I also understand that it might take a little longer. So that is why I'm doing this. Make sense? So You need a lot of practice. I use the 100 rule, which means whatever it is that you are offering, do it 100 times. When I cut hair, did nails, did pedicures, taught yoga, massage, it's just practice. You get really good at it, you'll become more experienced, and then you have more value to offer. The more value you have to offer, the more you'll get paid. That's why it ends up being profitable, more profitable. The second thing, so the first is your skill set, and you need to be competent at that skill set. The second thing is there has to be a demand for the solution that you're bringing to the market. They need to value it enough to pay for it. So is the pain point in their life at a valued rate for them to take money out of their pocket to pay you? Like, is it causing them pain? What you are solving will improve the value of their life. Then you have something valuable. So if someone is suffering with chronic pain and it's costing them relationships, it's costing them, maybe they're having to miss work, the depression and stress, of having chronic pain, they are willing to get rid of pain. So we know that that will work. But for some of you new coaches and practitioners, you're just making up stuff that you've overcome or that you want to talk about, but it's not really marketable. So the way that I tell my clients to check in with this is if they walked into Walmart, would it be on the shelf? Like, would it be identifiable? Like if you saw it at the drugstore or you saw it at the grocery store, would you know what it is? Would you be willing to buy it? Was it marketable enough to actually get on the shelves? Does that make sense? So health, wealth, and relationship help, we know that has been proven time and time again, those three things. But when you're talking about just having a happier life, just feeling better, like you can have it all if you work with me, those are not tangible. They don't know what all is. And that's also coach lingo. So you're using your practitioner language in order to try to sell a civilian. So that's something to watch out for. Can you type it up? Can you put the offer in a way that it positions the value or the solution? Like, are you able to say it very, very clearly and they know exactly what they get? So do you help them make more money? Do you help them have a better relationship? Do you help them feel more confident because they've lost weight? Do you help them look better? People will pay to look better. They'll pay to feel better. And they will for sure pay to help with their relationships. We see this all the time. They'll pay to feel more confident so that they can market their business. That's another thing that we see. So is there a demand that people are willing to take out their checkbook? People are willing to pay you for it. That's number two. And the way you'll know this is you will talk to people and you will make an offer and they will say yes and they will pay you. So it's pretty simple. If they're not paying you, it might not be marketable. Like it might not be something tangible that enough people understand what it is. You might be talking to a teeny tiny market. Okay. Number three, you have to have the ability to speak about it very clearly. So I help wellness practitioners, spas, and clinics scale their business. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that means? Is it clear? So that for me, when I'm talking about that, I know what their issue is. So in my copy, I'm already sold on it, number one, because I am the practitioner. I'm the wellness practitioner that struggled to scale my own business. I know what the problems were. I know that I can help them overcome them because I overcame them. I know that they have a people problem. So if they want to scale their business, that means they've already proven that it can be a successful, sustainable business. They've already seen that people are willing to pay, they're making money. Chances are they are the one who's doing all the work and they haven't figured out how to attract the right people that will serve the clients at the degree that they'll serve them. So very often that becomes the problem, that we, the owner, is the only one, and we run out of time in exchange for money, and then we can't scale. So that's one of the big problems. Another one is not having a clear message. So you're not able to pull enough people in order to have a practitioner come in, another practitioner come in and be busy enough. There's another reason not to scale. Sometimes it's not having the right processes in place. And so you're trying to do things the way that you got there, and you don't see yet that you're going to have to change some things. So does that make sense? Can you tell who I'm talking about? That is an example of being able to clearly relay a message or talk about the solution and the problem in a way that that person will identify themselves. So when I first said a wellness practitioner, spa, or clinic, then immediately whoever's listening to this, if they are a massage therapist, if they're a wellness coach, if they're an esthetician, they will know it's for them. And then when I talk about scaling their business and they don't have a business yet, they're going to check out. They're like, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have a business. But someone who has been in business for a while and is trying to break through the 6-figure mark, they're going to say, yes, that's me. I need to know how to scale. I need help with marketing. I need to get more leads. Okay. So can you clearly define who it is that you work with? Who do you help? What do you help them with? And can you say that clearly enough that they will hear you and say, that's me. I'm raising my hand all day long. I know that's me. Please tell me more. That's the component number 3. Component number 4, you have to have the skill set to sell it. It's not enough to have a clear message, to know exactly who you're talking to, and to be good at what you do. So those first 3 things can be there, but if this part is missing, you will not be getting clients and making money. Matter of fact, if any of those parts are missing, it could be why you're not making as much money as you want. So make sure you're checking off this list and you're going through it. So let's talk about selling it. Being able to sell something takes a particular skill set, and it has a lot to do with people skills and having a clear message, but it also, there's a formula for selling. Like there's a framework, and it's the way that we communicate and talk to people. So having a clearly defined process that you practice, like there's 6 steps, and you know exactly what the 6 steps are, and you follow those steps all the way through. If you don't know that, chances are they're giving you excuses about money. They're not ready to start. They're too busy. They have to talk to their partner. You'll hear excuses like that. But if you are really good at what you do and you're feeling competent and confident, if they want to solve that problem and are willing to pay for it, and you can relay the message very clearly, point them out so they know it's for them, and you have the sales script, you will close the deal. Matter of fact, you'll have a very high close rate, but you have to have all 4 of those components to create sustainable, profitable, predictable business. And I'm just going to ask you, is that what you want to do? I talk to a lot of estheticians, massage therapists, hairdressers, chiropractors that don't have sustainability. And what that causes is the inability to hire and pay someone else regularly. So if it's not predictable, if they don't have like the data and the leads coming in consistently, and they need the extra help, they won't be able to guarantee them the pay because they haven't done this. And that's one of the biggest reasons that companies fail to scale, because they lack the predictability. They lacked the profitability. See, if you have the profit, you can hire the person. You can use the profit, the overhead, to kind of buy time until that practitioner picks up enough to bring in extra. The sustainability. Are you doing it in a way that you can sustain the quality of service, your own personal care? Like, are you overworking in order to meet that monthly fee? Are you able to be consistent and sustainable? Are you sleeping? Are you eating well? Are you taking care of yourself? Or you're working way more hours in order to make up for these other things that are missing? So I hope this is helpful. 4 things you need to have a profitable, sustainable, predictable business. Number 1, you have to have a product or a service that you are proficient or competent, confident in doing, or you have to have someone else who's doing whatever it is, but the thing that you're selling, there's someone who can deliver. Number 2, there is a market for it. If there isn't a market for it and it's something new, then you have to be able to convince people to try it. So it's just an extra step. You can still do it, but are they looking for that solution already and they have money to pay for it? Number 3, the ability to say it very clearly so that you can identify or they can self-identify when you talk about the solution or the problem. Do they know who they are? And number 4, you know how to sell, how to close a deal. You know the steps. Whenever you get on the consult, where do you start? And then what do you do next? And then what do you do if they say that? And then what if it goes here? And then what do I do if they hang up on me? What do we do if they give me the price is a problem? Like, how do I overcome these objections? So I'm going to do another episode just on the sales process. But for this time, I just want you to identify how many people do you talk to that you actually close the deal? Because if you're talking to a lot of people, you're getting a lot of engagement, a lot of intention, but you're not getting people to say yes and you're not getting the money, then you probably have a sales problem. If you're not even getting people who are interested, you probably have a message problem. If you're getting people who are interested, who are coming to the calls, then maybe it's just the sales part. If you're not getting any of that, I would check in to see if you have imposter syndrome, because maybe you don't feel confident that you can get them the results. Matter of fact, maybe you're not even getting yourself the results. That's how you know to go to quadrant number 1. I need to get better at what I do. I need to get more people, more results so that I can show them that it has worked, because maybe I don't feel confident enough, but I can prove that it works. Okay. That's what I have for you this week. 4 things to create a profitable business. Let me know how you like the Boss Up Show first of all, we want you to subscribe. I want you to give me a review and please share with your friends. Super simple. Subscribe so that you get the episode every week. If you want to watch the video, then you can follow on YouTube. If you just want the audio, then you can go anywhere where podcasts are. I'm on all platforms. Subscribe, rate, review, share with a friend. Thank you, and have an amazing week. I wish you much profit in your business.